Hi, this is a video response to Albino Rhino beers that have inspired him by SofaKingDrunk. So anyway, I've got lots of beers that have inspired me, but the one I'm going to kick off with just now, and as I know there's going to be a lot of people out here who probably watch this video and they probably won't know about the beers I'm talking about, so I have to read them. They're not in any order, but the first one is the first one, it's in order. It's McEwan's Pale Ale. Came from the same stable as everyone will know as McEwan's Export, with the little laughing cavalier on the can. Now I can remember buying this with my mates, going up the local park on the summer nights, and I bought 6 cans of it. Not very strong, but being your first sort of carry out, I also remember opening my first can of the Pale Ale and get that lovely, well, at the time I didn't think it was lovely, but I get that smell of smelt like your old man the morning after when he'd been out the night before, sort of thing. Drank it because you're just bravado, you're trying to impress your friends. Teenage years, drank it, just necked it basically, but my second can I always remember tasted better than my first can. So that was my introduction into beer. Another one that inspired me as well, being Scottish, in Glasgow, was obviously, everybody knows, Tennent's Lager. Now Tennent's Lager, way back when I started drinking in the early 80s as a teen, your Tennent's Lager, you were sort of, you weren't getting the invasion of all your continental beers as you get now. If you go down the supermarket, you're getting all these continental beers. These beers didn't exist. If you got a continental beer, you weren't paying through your nose for it. It was just the one on the shelves long enough. But Tennent's was always there. Tennent's Lager, when I started going out, when you were taking your girlfriends out, sort of thing, you would always make sure you were going to a pub that sold Tennent's Lager on draft. Tennent's Lager is unique in certain ways to a lot of Glaswegians. It's got this gravel-like taste. It's what the rest of the world would call a macro lager. It's mass-produced. It basically, I won't drink it now, but back when I was a teen and you were developing a taste, it was part of my life. So anyway, after that, moving on to another one which is macro based as well, but after the Tennent's Lager, it was softer on the palate, was obviously your Budweiser. Budweiser hit the British shores with a big bang in the early 80s. It was widely available. Enjoyed a lot of Budweiser, got to admit, drank loads of it. I think in those days actually it would have been come straight from the US, so it was a lot better, not like now it's brewed under license, but Budweiser, I have to say, is in there. Another one as well that hit as well, I would say German beers really had a big impact on me as well. I liked my Holsten Pils, which was always widely available in the yellow cans. Beautiful Pilsner. There was another Pilsner in there as well that I liked, and I had the opportunity once to drink it on draft, which I seized with both hands, and that was, remember, Gildy Pils it was called, and that was absolutely top draw. There used to be an off license in the UK called Odd Bins. You used to be able to buy Gildy Pils. I haven't seen it. I think it was from Hanover in Germany, but that was top notch. Real good stuff. And of course, the other one that really hit the UK in a big way was Beck's. Now Beck's was getting me into the wheaty side of beer, the bready, really heavy bready side of beer that I'd never experienced before, because the beers that I hadn't drunk, like the beers I had drunk, your lager type beers, like say your Budweisers and your Tennent's that I was feasting on for years, were thin comparison to Beck's. Beck's had that lovely bready note which opened up my eyes. Oh, here, wait a minute, there's a lot more good lagers out there. So anyway, what else did we have from it? From that then, I started to dabble in the darker beers. My current wife, as if I've got lots of them, my wife, at the time when I started out with her, before we get married, I started drinking things like Tennent's Special, Tennent's 70 shilling, Tennent's 80 shilling, which you could get as well. And there was another one as well that I'm really sorry you can't get anymore, but it had a humongous impact as well, was the Aloe 70 shilling and 80 shilling. It was a lovely creamy beers, lovely dark. I loved the caramel. It was my really first experience of caramel in beer, which really blew me away, to be honest with you. And then of course, moving up the Richter scale, as I like to say, I started then drinking more and more like say your draft, like McCoon's Export. Then of course everyone's favourite, Walk the Dog, the Newcastle Brown. Used to be a place I used to go on a Sunday before in the UK, especially Glasgow where I live. When the pubs used to shut at 2:30, we used to go down to a railway club on the south side of Glasgow. We used to go there from 2:30 to 5 until the pubs opened again. We used to go in there, but the draft beer was really poor, and we used to drink the Big Whitbread, which was a kind of ruby type, ruby red sort of pale ale. Absolutely, it was a windbag of a bottle of beer. All you would do was burp, and the next day all you would do was fart, to be honest with you. That's the type of beer it was, but it really had a character of its own. Nice stuff. Moving on, what else have I tried? Then of course, I remember one day a job in a building site, bonded with this guy. The twos had a right good laugh all day, and he said, look, I'm taking you for a beer. So we walked into a pub, Glasgow city centre. We were working in we were working in the Glasgow city centre and on a renovation. That's what I was trying to say. And walked into this pub, busted for the toilet, and he said, what do you want to drink? I says, look, get me a pint of what you're having. So come back from the toilet, and what was on the bar? Everyone's nightmare if you've never drank it before. Draft Guinness. Oh my god. Can't let the guy down. He's just bent his hard-earned cash, sweated for that money he's handed over the bar. Can't let him down. Draft Guinness. Drank it. Didn't think much of it. Heavy roast. There was no sweet caramel anymore, what I was used to drinking with all my other beers. Forced the first one down. When I finished it, I said, a Guinness for yourself? And yeah, he said, did you enjoy that? I says, no, I didn't. I didn't enjoy it. To be honest, I never enjoyed it. He says, have another one, and I guarantee you it'll taste different. So I thought, right, okay, give yourself the benefit of the doubt here. So anyway, I went, had another Guinness, didn't taste as bad. I thought, maybe I'm onto something here. So then I was going out then with my wife. We were going into the local bars at night. Sunday night used to be one of our nights, so we used to go out, and this bar used to sell, it was an Irish bar, and it had lovely Guinness, and it always looked lovely. Developed a taste from it in there. Drank the Guinness in there for years and years. Eventually ended up a connoisseur of Guinness. That was all I would drink. Then there's this stigma that Guinness drinkers won't drink anything else, which that is totally untrue. Drank it for years and years. Still go back to it the odd time. It was a beer that really inspired me. Guinness. So then I got a job, how long ago? A lot of years ago. And it was in a pub in Glasgow, the oldest pub in Glasgow, that's all I'm going to tell you. Worked in there for a while, got to know the manager, became really friendly with the manager as well. He used to kick the other people out, and he would say, I'll give you a run up the road, but I need to do the cashing up. So as soon as we get the other people out the door, he would say, right, a couple of beers in the fridge, me and you. So I'd go into the fridge and I'd say, what, it's only this heather ale, Freeock. He'd say, of course, me and you will drink them. So he used to drink his heather ale, Freeock. That was my sort of like first introduction to like craft beers. But he would drink them really, really cold. So I would try it and I was going, here, that's actually not that bad. So there were a couple of times that I actually went and I bought some bottles of Freeock by the William Brothers. There were people out there in the craft beer world, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I went and bought them myself and I tried them in the fridge because that's the way I was used to drinking them. But then I would leave one out and try it on its own, and I was blown away by the flavours, the textures, and I was going, my God, what have I been missing? There's beers out there that I can actually need a fork and a knife to drink them. They're absolutely complex. They blew me away. So anyway, got involved then, started drinking things like Duker's IPA from Caledonian. Another Caledonian beer that I easily could identify to was the 80 shilling, the Cali 80, which had lovely toffee notes in it, but I had been drinking a lot of dark beers that I enjoyed for years. All these kind of beers led me to where I am just now, reviewing my ales, which I do very badly, but I do them for the love of ales. I started dabbling then. I stopped buying all your kind of macro beers and I started buying like your ales. And I bought, over a period of 2 weeks, I think I bought about 40 different ales to try. And I thought, I'm going to find something in here that I'm going to like. And I think it was my third or fourth bottle. The beer that's really inspired me to where I am just now was Fuller's London Pride. Now Fuller's London Pride absolutely blew my socks off. I couldn't believe how smooth, how sessionable this beer was. It just really, really hit every note. And then I got onto YouTube and I started watching your beer reviewers, your beer gurus as I like to call them. I started watching these guys, and these guys were review this, will review that, and these guys were blowing me away with stuff that they were drinking, and all these flavours and notes they were getting. When I first started beer reviewing, I don't know what it was, but I would just smell a beer and I would go, I'm not picking up anything from that, and then I'd drink it. And then the more and more I got into it, I was starting to watch a video of some guy reviewing beer, and I'd drink with him just to see what kind of flavours he was picking up, and then I would try it and go, yeah, it has got a bit of vanilla, yeah, it has a little bit of orange, yeah, it's got this, it's got that. And slowly but surely over the few years I've been doing beer reviewing, I'm actually educating myself a little bit. I'm picking up the odd note here and there. Not saying I'm an expert. You want experts, there is guys out there, go and watch them. With me you're going to get honesty. I'll tell you if I like it or I don't like it. But anyway, that is where I'm at with beer. As I said, London Pride, my favourite session beer of all time. Also, I can't finish this without mentioning Innocent Gun. Innocent Gun as well, absolutely top-notch beer. Blow you away. They blew me away anyway, and I dare say they're blowing half the planet away with their beers. The beers seem to be a fluke, the way they were founded. I don't know the whole story, but if you look it up, how they founded out their beers, I think it's something to do with guys that worked in their depots, trying something out the oak barrels. Here, try this. Blew me away. So anyway, that was Sofa King Drunk with a rabble. The beers that inspired me. I would like to thank, yeah, it is. I actually like to thank Albino Rhino. That is a really, really cool question you come up with. The beers inspired. The beers, but the way I tried to bring up my list there was the way I drank it through my life. And hopefully there'll be someone out there that will maybe know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this was Sofa King Drunk on, I can't remember, I don't even know if I hit 10 beers or maybe hit over 10 beers, but anyway, it was the beers that inspired me. So anyway, catch you again, hopefully in a beer review. Ciao for now, keep drinking good beer.